welcome in to the background of creating a radio show.
You are in the sneak previews.
You are, definitely, with Pixi-Pete Michel, yeah.
CLARA Apollo. Of course.
Yeah. And we thought, as we are
Do we know what channel this is
recording,
going on?
this is on the YouTube.
Ah, the tube of
Chi Time TV. So this is like a special little one for you. It might be quite a big one actually, because it would be quite long. Let's not go down that avenue. Let's stay steady. We've been having a lot of fun here getting this together.
Too much fun.
Too much fun. Giggling too
Right,
much,
we're
really.
Breathing out and then lowering the energy. Filling the chest with all the good chi.
And this is the very last Chi Time show for UK Health Radio.
Please be to Chi Time.
And so we thought we'd video us recording it live into the garage band for UK Health Radio, because we're probably not going to put this up on... No. What was it you say? Not Logic, because there's far too much logic in the world, and what we want is more intuition and in the garage of the band. In the band with a garage.
It's literally in the gand of the barrage.
Oh, Lord. So, you'll be really... welcome in.
Welcome backstage.
Yeah, exactement.
We're in the green room.
We are. Well, actually, we're in the squash room. My little array that I've been sharing. No, gathering and not really wanting to cook, but we did have a good soup. But anyway, we are rambling here, and we'd like to get into what this show is about, which is going to be about dance medicine and also what you're really into with your music and stuff at the moment, where it's been taking you to and that kind of stuff. So
we're going to share some awesome music. Well, I've brought some tracks that I absolutely love, and also CLARA does as well. So we're going to be sharing those tracks. We're talking a bit about them. Yeah,
and what we'll do for you is we'll put them in a list at the bottom in the comments so that you can actually click through to their Bandcamp.
Oh,
yes, that
technology
would be really
stream straight in.
Yeah.
Links. We're going to be hyperlinking.
Yeah, hyperlinking, hyperflunking, hypersyncing.
I'm going to be hypersyncing. It's hypersyncing. Melody. Doing melodies. She's monitoring the lights, so we've got good ambience.
We got our little cat protector here, she may come in and do a cameo role just at that point where you think, oh really? It's the melody hour.
Onto the keyboard. Whoa, steady.
Yeah. Anyway, so should we give it a go?
Absolutely.
We'll give it a go, and we're going to keep you rolling there, so
you
can see what
you can see all the backstage stuff, all the edits that they're not going to get.
That's true. Good.
Lucky you.
So we've done our levels. We're actually on the Somerset levels, on a hill in the middle of the Somerset levels in Avalon.
Langport.
Yeah, because that's where we both live.
Yes.
You're down the road.
I am.
I'm up the hill. You're in the end of the
tail.
The tail of the dog in the astrology of Avalon. So there's some real
Some of you are probably
here.
tuning out at this point. You're like, what are they on?
Could you just get on with it?
Honestly, we are at Langport, which is the original port to get the boat into the Isles of Avalon. That's where we are.
Okay.
Yeah. It goes deep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could you dong one of those bells with... Yeah.
Do you want me to bring it over? Yeah?
I would actually.
Okay, let's do that.
Because this really just helped to bring us into the zone.
Breath in.
Breath in. Just feeling the support underneath us of the great grandmother earth, consistently holding us through everything that we do. And thanks to the air that we all share and the inspiration as we are breathed one breath at a time into our beautiful lungs, heart, body, so that we can embody our soul fullness and be at play here, at profound play here. And to remember the connection that we have from our hearts to each of you, and also back through time, through our ancestors, feeling their support at our backs, knowing that we are holding the baton of life now on behalf of them, and we will hand it on to those that are to come. But right now, just tuning into the cosmic realm, spirit beings, guides, angels, to be present with us here so that what comes through is just right for the listeners and the viewers at this time, at the end of 2022, as we honour the year that we've all got through. Hey. And the one that we are preparing to embark on together. And thank you, Pixi-Pete Michel, for being my chi bro in the dance floor and so much more. Thanks for being here, man.
Thank you for having me.
You're
And
welcome.
really, just giving thanks to this year, this crazy year of 2022, and embarking into this new adventure into 2023 with our full heart and the letting go and calling in of new adventure. Like Phoenix from the ashes. It's an honour to be here in play and spirit and dance and chi and sharing with you as always.
Thank you.
Delicious crumble
Oh, yes.
and all of the
Sloopy
treats. All of the treats.
There's always another treat.
Yeah, we've got a crumble rumble going on.
Okay. Well, you'll recognise this. I'll just play a little bit just to get us in the mood for the Chi Time theme tune, which actually, let's honour Louis, my son Louis, who's your friend, who is a singer-songwriter, and he's got his album coming out next year, which I'm sure I'll be telling you about. But he wrote this as a track quite a few years ago now, and it's called Chi Tune, CHICHUNE, and it goes a little bit like this. You know it, don't you? So this is the last time that we'll be using this on the show, because this is the Chi Time theme tune. So it feels nice to honour him here.
Thank you, Louis.
Yeah, thanks, Lou.
Incredible, talented genius.
He's not bad, is he? But then I'm his mum, so I would say that. But I know you quite like his music too, actually.
I do, I
with
love his
some of his
music.
new stuff coming
And
through.
to
So
release his album so I can play it.
yeah, really, Lou, get on with it.
Yeah, come on, Lou. First dibs, mate. First dibs. Or second dibs. Sleep.
No, me first.
Right.
Soon as I'll let you as soon as I hear it. Going in, we're going in.
Channels on, channels loaded. We are locked and
I think the tubes are clear.
Great.
Here we go. All right.
Rock and roll.
Hello, welcome into Chi Time, Your Energy Matters, with me, Clara Apollo, here on UK Health Radio. This is the show that tunes you into your personal vitality and gives you various different ways of considering how you can take care of yourself better so that you can fill your energy well in order to serve from the overspill, whatever that means to you. And here on what is now, it is the very last episode of Chi Time here on UK Health Radio. We've been going for over 3 years, and it's been a phenomenal journey. And there's going to be a new show coming up in the new year called Mother Speaks, which I'll speak more about in the new year with you, in the same slot as Chi Time. But on this very last show, I've got such a special treat for you here. And this is, you may have well heard of me chat about the dance medicine that is a very important part of my life, as I'm a Qigong player and I love to move my body, and movement and flow and breath are a key part of who I be. And then you bring the dance medicine in and I'm like, oh, here we grow. And who better to invite into live? So here with me, I'm going to say it's the studio, but it's actually the cheeky temple. I've got my lovely neighbour, DJ Pixi-Pete Michel is here. Welcome in, Pete.
Thanks, Clara. Yeah, real honour to be back, and real honour to be here to share the last show with you. I mean, it's actually a real honour and a real privilege. So thanks for having me back. And I know that we've adjusted the timetable so that it's going to be more of a chat and sharing of music, but so thanks for being flexible in this opportunity for us to share the things that we love and for connecting. Exactly. So thank you so much.
Oh, you're really welcome. And so what we'd like to do before we get into this chat is just start off, because we've got 4 tracks that we want to share here. And so we're just going to pull up a little bit of the Hang Massive one, just do a little taster, get you in the mood so you can go and grab your cup of tea or whatever you want to accompany you to listen to this show that's about how my dance medicine is really worth considering, what it's done for me, how it's changed my life, what it does for you, and as the person that produces it, but also he likes to get on the dance floor too, oh yes, and what you've noticed having been leading the journeys for as long as you have. So that's the kind of tack that we're taking. So here's a bit of Hang Massive. Why have you chosen this track, Pete?
So I absolutely love this track. This is quite a new release. It's released this year from Hang Massive. It's called Radiant, and it also feats one of my friends, Craig our Ninja, and it's just a gorgeous track. It's something that's got some beat, get the body moving, but it's also got real melodic melody to make the heart move and encourage different movements. So yeah, I hope everyone enjoys it. Yeah.
What's it called?
It's called Radiant, and it's on their album Radius.
Just pause that.
Should we just play the track?
I think, well, the thing is, on YouTube there'll be a problem if we play the track, so we can't really.
No. Well, can we put it in headphones or something? On YouTube? Will it pick up that it's? Oh no.
I know, but what we need to
What do we do?
We need to check these levels. Look what happened there. In the journeys for as long as you have. So we're going. And then that's really okay. And then we get into here. It's you. You've got to come in closer to the bloody mic. I told him this earlier. I said, you've got to get closer. And he's like, no, I'm fine. I've got a low voice. It'll be all right.
No, but you were also further away from the mic. And I think that
melodic melody to make the heart move and encourage different movements.
It'll be fine. I'll just up it.
Okay.
It'll be fine.
So I'm going to have to come right in.
Radiant.
All I need to do is move the mic slightly away from you and a bit closer to me. That'll balance it out.
Very, very true. So this is what we have to do in the background.
I was going to go back to nose kissing again.
I don't think that's a good idea. Certainly not live, on air, anywhere.
Exactly. That's why I'm moving the mic closer to me and further away from you.
Right.
Right. So how can we? Is there no way we can listen to it?
The track.
Yeah, I didn't think about the YouTube issue. I thought we were going to listen to it. So what do we do? How do we?
Oh, I know. That means we have to pause you because you'll be then watching us listening to a track that you can't hear, which is not much fun, is it? Really?
Is that possible?
So we're just going to pop you on pause, then we'll come back.
Sorry, everyone.
So we're back into the last ever Chi time. Thanks for waiting. Although
Welcome
for
back.
you it's only been a little minuscule of a nanosecond, but for us we've been bejiggering here, so we're now ready.
We had a Rolling Stones intro, a little break for the Rolling Stones. If you don't know it, check out the track Melody. Good one.
Bit of a theme there. But we've now just been luxuriating in this gorgeous track that Pete is now going to be speaking directly into the sound file that is creating the last ever Chi time.
Yeah, you're going to hear me talk about it and find out what it is, and it's really something gorgeous. So I recommend you look it up.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah. So that track is an absolute favourite of mine. Radiant is not only its name, but something I find that track is something that both lifts me and grounds me at the same time. It's like such a beautiful, as you would have heard, it's such a beautiful combination of hand pan and drum beat. That track is actually a collaboration with an electronic artist called Bleeker, who is I don't know where he's from, somewhere in Europe, and with my friend Craig Ninja, who's an incredible hand pan player. And I find that track is such a great combination of their travels in India. They spend quite a lot of time in India, and so that track has got those sounds, the animal noises, the meditation noises, and it also combines their love for meditation, and that's something else that I find comes through in that track. So a really grounding, soulful, melodic, deep, moving, gorgeous. I love it. Yeah, when they brought that out this year, I played it within the first few days of it coming out.
Yeah, you forgot to send it to me because I'm a bit of a Hang Massive fan, right? Actually, having put them on down in Bournemouth at the Shelley Theatre, we were part of Conscious Living events, and it was just phenomenal. You're absolutely right. These guys live and breathe music and the meditation and good vibes, and they just want to ripple this out into the world. So I'm really pleased that you've once again introduced me to a fantastic track by a band that I thought I knew. And now they've dropped that in. You're like, thank you. And this is what this guy does. He introduces me to such a beautiful range of different music to move to in different moods. And coming along to Dance Medicine in Glastonbury, run by the lovely Dana Amadei, you take us on these journeys. And a year ago, you came into Chi Time and you actually did a whole Dance Medicine journey. I think it was about just over half an hour, wasn't it?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, it was 33 minutes was actually what was the time of the recording. But yeah, and we've now got that up online, so you can fully listen to that on my Mixcloud and on SoundCloud.
That is what DJ Pixi-Pete, that's Pixie without an E.
Pixie without the E, Pete.
And it's Chi Time. So,
yeah.
But on this episode, we're going a little bit more in depth as to how it feels for you around the dance medicine, and maybe a little bit of what I love about it too. The last one we brought in some qigong, but this love of you have of the music and the musicians, this appreciation of them is massive, isn't it?
Yeah, fundamentally, as a DJ, one of the things I've always been really passionate about is about the music that I play and the musicians that play that music, and it's always been a fundamental means of mine to always to support the musicians in every way, shape or form, and so promote their music. Like on my mixes, I always, if I can, I will always put the tracks from that I'm using. I will shout out music, shout out the artists, both in the descriptions or on my social media. Always buy their tracks, never rip it. I mean, I spend a lot of time searching for artist music when I can't find it, when it might be possible to rip it for something, but it's like, I won't. It's a moral of mine. I won't break.
And to go to Bandcamp rather than buy from some of the other platforms that you'll know the names of, but I probably won't mention here. But yeah, so that the artist gets more of the money, because it's fair dues, isn't it? And because they are producing, it's frequency medicine, this music that they produce, and so this ripples through. And if you're feeling good when you're imbuing and imbibing their beautiful commodities of music, then to be able to give them something back is. And to be able to buy their music, because you're going to share it.
We've all got to live, right?
Yeah,
we've all got to
exactly.
survive, and those musicians are making their heartfelt music. I'm actually reading a book at the moment called "The DJ Saved My Life," and it's about the history of the DJ. And it's like it's always been a curious battle. It turns out since radio came about, since 1920s, that there's been this battle between the DJ who plays the music and the musicians that make it. And originally, radio stations would have had live musicians in the background, that they would have then had as session musicians. They would have come in and they would have played live music, and then it started becoming recorded music, and it's always been a thing. There's been like BMI, I just learned, like actually pulled the rights for radio stations to be able to use certain musicians. And so what that meant was that radio stations had to go out and find other musicians. It became, there was a rise in alternative music where it used to be just classical, and they started bringing in more jazz and more blues, more underground artists. So like, even though it was really challenging for the radio stations, it actually grew the ability for other musicians to get seen. And so I just think it's really important that for me, it's like it's that I share to the best of my ability the music that I'm playing, so that more people can experience that. And then the musicians that are making it, they get supported, both in that people go to their live gigs or they download their music. And obviously Spotify is a thing now that's been completely eradicating people's desire to buy music. But I really encourage people, to the best of their ability, go online. If you like someone's music, go look for them online, go to their website, use Bandcamp, use Juno, use Beatport, use the medium that you can to actually purchase that music. And Bandcamp is a great one because they actually have Bandcamp Fridays, which means all of the money goes directly to the artist, and that happens, I think, once a month. It's called Bandcamp Friday. And yeah,
okay, so you can tell Pixi-Pete is here on Chi Time, the last ever Chi Time, and he's clearly passionate here.
Yeah.
But that's such an important point. So, but when you're dropping tunes in on the dance floor, so with the dance medicine that I've experienced with you, we start off very gently as we get the body going. As I said, doing some chi moves, or your yoga, or your breath work, or whatever it is that kind of transitions you from your usual busy day. And you drop some beautiful tunes like the Hang Massive, and like the Anugama. I know that you play a lot. You love that too, and other tracks. So you start us off respectfully, I guess. You're not just full on, but he does play some banging tunes a bit later. And in fact, you've got another one coming up shortly that you're... So basically, back in the day, when I was growing up, which was quite a while back now, we didn't have stuff like drum and bass, right? And when drum and bass first hit, I'm like, what's this? I don't know how to do this. I don't know. And then it started to go, and then Pete started to play stuff, and it would just reverberates through me now. And it's, to me, such an inviting way of being with all sorts of different rhythms and sounds, and it seems so intricate, and yet it's so present. And now it's like, and thank you for introducing me to drum and bass that I now love. And you often put this in at the end of the dance medicine, or maybe halfway through as well, to kind of get, how do you know when to drop that kind of track in?
I save my drum and bass, which will be the track after this next one that we play. Save that.
Sorry.
That's all right. But I save that until the sort of the second wave in my dances, because that's got the energy and the diversity to give people more of a cathartic, expressive movement. And it's after you've been through the body warm up, and then you've been through the stillness, and the dancers are really in the body. Then that is something I've found for me, it works in the music that I like to play. And I know other DJs play different music in their second wave, but that's the one that really works for me. I absolutely love it. Yeah. So it's about playing the music that I love that also works. It's come through experience.
So what are you going to play us now? Sorry, I got a bit ahead of the game now because you're going to play the drum and bass, not this track. So what is this track that you're wanting to play us next?
This next track is actually one of my favourite things. Is also keeping my pulse really on music that's up and coming. And this track released today, and it's actually of a really well-known electronic music artist called Diplo. And this is a remix of one of his tracks, and this is Conga Rock, but it's the Davi remix, and it was released on the Diplo Presents Higher Grounds 3 Years LP. So it's got like a whole collection of remix tracks of his tracks, and Higher Ground is a record label, and these are all tracks that he released on their label, remixed by other people. And yeah, this came out today. Like, I hope you enjoy it.
There's so much fun here, isn't there? So much fun. So as I said, on YouTube, we are going to put links for you down below so that you can hear all these awesome tracks in whatever order you want to play them in, but maybe using them in the order that Pete is suggesting is good too.
Use the link.
Yeah, we're just going to pause you again so that we can jigger this sound file and get on to the next section. So stay tuned. So you still with us here on the last ever Chi Time? CLARA, Apollo, Pixi-Pete here, a special YouTube just for you. And we're into section 2, or is it section 3? We're losing count.
Section 3. It's all right. We've got each other's back. It's all right. I'm making sure I say the right things.
Yes. So we are, said the tracks are listed below, but we're going to get into now talking about some of the juice of dance medicine stuff. So up for this, ready? Ooh.
Did they hear the track that we played?
You won't be able to hear it. You'll be able to play it.
No, but I can tell them that we just played Conga Rock, the Davi remix. I can tell you.
Yeah, and we can put the link below.
Yeah.
So you'll know what we're referencing when we drop into this next section of the recording. Okay. All right. What are we calling it? Oh yes. Yeah, that.
Coming in.
My turn.
Coming in hot.
Coming out the adverts.
Coming in embodied. What are you coming out of?
The adverts. Sorry, the station messages. You are so glad you don't have to put up with there on YouTube, I tell you. Whew. Sure it's all for a reason. Able to keep it all going.
It's all for a reason.
Okay, here we go. Oh, so welcome back into Chi Time here on UK Health Radio with me, CLARA Apollo. And talking to DJ Pixi-Pete Michel about dance medicine and the love of music and the appreciation of the musicians. And that track that you heard just before the station messages was by Diplo, and it was called Conga Rock. And oh my goodness, what a mighty weave of various different components was that, Pixi-Pete. Whew.
Yeah, it's a beauty.
It is.
So that literally, I found that was one of my gems. I use the Bandcamp app, which just pings me every day with fresh music, and I'm always listening to music that's released every day. So that was released today on the 13th of December,
which is when we are recording this for you.
So it's one of something that I really love about that track is it's from this mainstream artist, but it's got such ethnogenic sounds. It's really organic house, but with the kind of mainstream vibe and uplifting euphoric house. It's like perfect for the club scene, but it works. I can't wait to drop that on the dance floor because
tomorrow night.
Glastonbury,
I'll be there. So this is all, we're on UK Health Radio. We are talking about health. This is like all these different facets of health that we can consider. And this freedom of expression, this natural movement to music, it's so part of who we be if we let ourselves. And I know that there's a big whole arena of ecstatic dance, and has dance medicine come from ecstatic dance, or does ecstatic dance feed into dance medicine, or what? Can you kind of give us a little bit of information around the differences, similarities around these two different?
I absolutely can. So ecstatic dance, the terminology is kind of an umbrella term for what is now a sober embodiment practice. And actually the term came from the States, and there's been things like movement medicine, 5 rhythms, barefoot dance. These things have been going on much longer than the term ecstatic dance came in, but they're much more facilitated practices. So they're much more guided with much more intention. Like people would hold workshops that would ideally take you through or normally guide people through a certain set of sequences or intentions with more of an outcome. And that, that's not a hard rule, but ecstatic dance is a branch of all these practices where people wanted to stop doing the drinking and dance more, but not have such a held space, be a bit more free. Okay. So dance medicine was a term that Dana actually, she coined the term dance medicine. It was what she believed dance was for her and what she wanted to bring.
Same.
Totally. And it's such a beautiful name, and she's she just picked it and she's now got it. And so dance medicine for me is different to what it is for the other DJs that also do dance medicine. So my take on dance medicine is that I weave in more shamanic practices, more embodiment at the beginning. So there's more of a warm up. I personally like to have more time at the beginning to arrive, and I would facilitate that with some breath, maybe a little bit of intention, sometimes a little bit of qigong, and from there take people into the dance journey. And I'm now weaving in my practices of shamanic practices of inviting in the elements, or inviting in parts of the body and awareness to sensation of the body. So weaving that in onto the dance floor with the music, and that's what I now term as dance medicine.
Yeah, beautiful.
Which actually, just to say, which is slightly different from ecstatic dance, which some say should have no facilitation. So ecstatic dance, if you go to an ecstatic dance, some say there should be no facilitation whatsoever. It's just a DJ journey, and that allows the dancer to be free in that. But dance medicine doesn't do that. But I know Dana doesn't facilitate. I think Sophie does some. There's more freedom there. Plus it's in Glastonbury, so it's always going to be different to anywhere else. But yeah, so that's, you're asking what the difference was.
Sure. It's the different personalities of the DJs. We're talking about Sophie Bolton and Dana Amadei here, and that's what's so beautiful too. You get a total range of different tracks, and you don't know what's going to come in next. And the way that you mix things, you mixes some old school stuff with new stuff, and it's like, is that actually? Can I get that anyway? No, I just did that live. You're like, what? And that's the creativity that comes through you, that encourages us into that freedom of expression. And sometimes that freedom of expression will take you to very soulful, slow places. And sometimes you'll be dancing around the dance floor like a friggin' nutter. And, me at the ripening age that I am, I'm really grateful that my limbs work really well. And I know that being on the dance floor and dancing every week now is really good for my stamina. It's good for my cardiovascular and my bones and all of that. And of course, it gives me a chance to just free up and surrender to the music and to trust you holding that space for us. And these heartfelt, it's like you tune in really intuitively to the space and to the people, and you don't over facilitate. You hold us, and you will bring in moments of like consideration which are just enough. Yay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I love it. And I know it's as I got to experience last week, it's not often that I am on the other side of the decks, and I was we were dancing together last week, and we all, like, I don't want to bracket everyone into, because some people are going to say, well, I don't like to dance, but we all like to move our body, however that is, and some people like to dance, and dance has been an old age exercise, medicine, therapy, like community gathering. It's something that innately has given us the ability to feel free and to get out of our heads. And one of the things that I loved last week was, even though Dana wasn't facilitating or wasn't mixing, the tracks that she played were brilliantly combined to take us up into, I mean, for me, I was in full power play. Like,
so fun.
The Sacred Fool was just full power on the dance floor. But even being in the space that wasn't being facilitated, I knew what to do. The dancers, we know what to do. We move the body, we get out of the head, we have some fun, and I felt a huge relief afterwards for being in that place where I was able to fully express myself and just be completely free outside of my judgments and inhibitions.
Yes.
I was like
Yes.
free on the night and encouraging and.
It was such fun with you, because usually you're behind the decks, and this time, and Pete's quite a tall lad and he's got long limbs, and when he's running around the dance floor, he's like, whoa, Spider-Man, he's here, he's there, he's everywhere. But he encourages that out of everyone. There are all these people dancing alongside you and with you and laughing and all of that. But one of the things that I really love about dance medicine is that we don't speak, but we communicate with our movements. And with our energy, and that to me feels like the conversation is richer, deeper, broader in ways that talking can often occlude some of that.
Gets in the way, sorry, excuse me. Yeah, it can get in the way, can't it, of actually what feels authentic, because if we get our brain into gear to what we should be saying, or it's like, that's what I love about ecstatic dance medicine, 5 rhythms, movement medicine, whatever you want to call it, the opportunity to drop into the body, to then bring that into movement and expression, and allow the body to express from the body sense rather than the head sense.
Yeah, so just before we go into the next drum and bass track, can't wait for this, is that also this is very much it's not about what you look like. It's not the shapes you're pulling. Mm-hmm. You're not there to pull anyone else. Mm-hmm. You're there for expression. I mean, you're in this authentic soup weave of mysterious unfolding that occurs, and that is so heartening. And that is what's building our communities of the future from the dance floor up.
And as you were talking about being healthy, and we're talking about this and bringing this to this podcast because this is a form of healthy living.
Yes.
So bringing dance into your life has changed my life. It's changed your life. It's brought community together. It's allowing people to let go of negative emotions, to free up space in their body, to get some exercise, to feel happier and healthier in themselves, both physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally. We're like, it covers all areas, and that's why it feels such an honour to be able to hold that space, to be in that space, and to weave what I love, which is playing music, sharing music, and then bringing that to people on the dance floor.
Yay! Yeah. So last week when we were at Dance Medicine in Glastonbury, in case we hadn't mentioned that, at Red Brick Building, I had this extraordinary experience where I've got a thing about stillness and movement going on throughout all of my chi play and the dance too. And I just found I was compelled to come in to sit on the sofa and go into what I thought would be meditation space, but which it was. And my body stilled itself and my mind was just like in the back of me kind of watching. And then deep within, I don't know which track it was that Dana had dropped then, but there was this like deep internal shudder, kind of an internal kind of movement that needed to dance right in my very center core. And when I now recognize that this is something that drum and bass activates for me, and I know that you want to play us a tune now, and I was going to invite you listening that if you fancy standing up, or if you can, and that you let yourself do some natural moves to this and see what happens for you, whether or not you've ever danced to drum and bass or not. Just kind of have an experiment, have an explore. Nobody's looking, not us, not anyone else, unless of course you're listening to this out and about, in which case just earmark this and come back to it later. But Pete, tell us about this track that you want to play us now.
So this is another remix. It's It's a remix by a liquid drum and bass artist called Etherwood. They pioneered incredible liquid drum and bass music. They brought themselves onto the scene in about 2016, I think, and they've been creating really beautiful melodic drum and bass with vocals. They remixed this one by Maduk, and it's called Coming Down on the Liquid City Records label.
And we're going to drop this in the comments below for you so that you can listen to it. And we're just going to pause you now because we need to do some bit jiggering in the audio file, and you don't want to listen to us doing that. Back soon. Well, here we are again. This is the last section. Here with DJ Pixi-Pete.
In part 1, 2, 3, 4
Part 4
of the YouTube
and
video.
Look who's on his lap. Let's see if we can you see who's on his lap now? Little pussycat, little Melody. There she is.
Little meow meows.
And this is the first time that Pete and Melody have met.
It is.
So
We are now officially
we're now
bonded.
friends. Yeah. She's a good girl.
She's literally bonded to my knee.
We've been yowling together, haven't we, and purring and like speaking cat language.
Yeah, especially when she put her paws on the laptop and almost turned it off. It's a scary moment. Cat attack!
Oh, scary. Okay, so here we go into the last section.
The final section is the final countdown.
We've got about 20 minutes. Is that it? 34, 44, 54. Yeah, okay, let's groove.
Oh, loads left.
It's all good.
You ready?
You steady. You go, cat.
Set.
Go.
Meow.
Yeah, yeah. Welcome back into Chi Time, your energy matters here on UK Health Radio with me, Clara Apollo, and we are deep in the dance medicine mix with DJ Pixi-Pete Michel, and he's been taking us on a bit of a journey, chatting about the musicians that make this music and the kind of expressions that we can facilitate through us, through surrendering to the music, and then the different variety, the diversity of the music as well. And so that track was, before those station messages, was called, was the Etherwood remix of Coming Down by Maduk. So as I said, we're going to give you some click-throughs if you're listening to this on a place that has that. If you're on UK Health Radio, the cat just moved the microphone. If you're on UK Health Radio,
Cat's on the move.
Yeah, you just have to get that off what Bandcamp we were saying to send people to.
Yeah, Bandcamp, it is absolutely the best streaming format for people to go to, so that artists, you get the. Yeah, it's the best one. Bandcamp is the way forward.
Good. So, beginning of the last section, I was asking you the question about the difference and sort of similarities between dance medicine and ecstatic dance, and then you mentioned 5 rhythms and biodanza and movement medicine, and now we've got this we've got like sober raving you mentioned, and conscious dance. What's going on?
Well, it's all these new forms of conscious dance, which I think is actually, as we in the break we were talking about, that there are other forms of dance out there, and I think conscious dance was the idea that people would go to move without drinks and drugs, and would be able to communicate and be in a drug-free space, but be able to dance and enjoy themselves. And Morning Gloryville were one of the pioneers that brought sober raving to the mainstream in the UK, and now are internationally renowned for doing their sober raves that have had Fatboy Slim at them and had other really big named artists. And I just think this is where we've, as a society, have been moving towards, is living healthier lifestyles, and add in vegetarianism, veganism, all the things that have moved towards people living happier, healthy lifestyles, and dance has been moving alongside all that. And one of the things I love is just playing a fat DJ set, so I don't have to do all of the weaving of the genres. And although I love that, I don't always get to play some of the filthier tracks that I could play on a dance floor at a sober rave. And so I feel like, yeah, for me, what I do is definitely the best of both worlds. I get to tune in with the stillness, with the ecstatic vibe in a dance medicine or at an ecstatic dance, but also get the opportunity to go and DJ at sober raves. And I was doing a cacao ceremony only two weekends ago in Weston-super-Mare, bringing conscious dance to a whole new society, like a whole new space, a whole new area. Those people had never been to that kind of space before. Like, most of the people hadn't even been to a cacao ceremony. And so yeah, it's like I just feel real privilege to be able to bring that to new spaces and to inviting more healthy well-being into the world and into places that don't always have that available. And yeah, it's slowly coming in because it wants to, yeah, it really does want to. And people are crying out for more spaces
and like you said earlier in the chat here, we've all got dance in us. All of our bodies want to move naturally. It's just our inhibitions that get in the way. It's like saying that you can't sing and yet your voice makes sound. It's all like, if you can let go of it, of how you feel somebody else might judge you, which is big, I understand that. If you can find a way of letting that go, which I feel dance medicine has really given me, then you step into the healing zone and you meet yourself where you truly are. And that is such a compassionate act of deep self-kindness, that you soften and you be kind yourself. And that is healing. That's a ripple healing. And so if all of us have got dance, and I know you and I have actually got probably a stronger dance ethos all the way back. I was a dancer from the age of 5, and you probably very similarly. But I let it go in the middle as well, though. It was always like finding myself again. Where is my dance? What is this? And that's why before I lived in this area, I would hear of you doing Sunday dance church or something. And I thought, that's brilliant. I really wish that I can do this one day. And now I've been here for 3 years and been coming to as many dance medicines as I can get to, and it's helped heal various parts of my body and my soul. And what I really also like, that you bring in live music. You will play your djembes, and you will play your tambourine, and you will play your hangpan, and it will just, whatever other instrument Pixi-Pete's got around, when it feels right to sort of merge that in. So there's an artistry here with you, isn't there, and a fun side of what can I play along?
It actually is. It's actually, I was one of the first to bring live drumming as part of I was a DJ who was also doing live percussion.
Right.
And I have a really good friend, Elliot, who's an incredible drummer, and if I needed a dedicated drummer, he would be the guy that I'd have who would be on it the whole time. But it's something that I've enjoyed, not just as a musician, but as the DJ, to add another layer that gives the dance floor more energy and more rhythm to work with. And when I can, I do love getting my djembe onto my shoulders, walking onto the dance floor and just thrashing it out, and the dancers go crazy for it. And it's a beautiful addition, and I absolutely love that as part of what I bring. And yeah, the ability to weave my handpan in at the end. And as I was just thinking about the beauty that is the ecstatic dance, of the diversity of music that has the stillness, has the ecstatic, has the intentions, has the shamanic, has all these parts that I have found really healing, because they allow me to tap into all of myself. I'm not hiding behind the catharsism and the ecstasy. I'm not hiding behind being in the corner, just being still, like I'm pushed up against my edges on the dance floor, and that gives me the ability to meet myself and have the opportunity to express, to cry, to be in joy, to be in the emotion that is on that is with that edge. And it's such medicine. I found being able to both be on the dance floor and as the DJ, that even as a DJ sometimes found myself coming to tears when I've been so passionate about the tune that I'm playing, or I feel that track affecting the dance floor in the perfect way that I resonate with it, and we become one resonance, and that's what's you do fuse together. Sometimes and it can happen in different ways, whether people are in a real sense of sensitive, touched, heartfelt, maybe even tears, or there's like a group cheer and everyone's going but it really brings people together, and that's only healing. It's community driven, it's heartfelt, we become one, and it's absolute medicine, you know,
Totally. And what's that movement when people together?
Contact dance.
Contact dance, and people do that on the
yeah.
dance floor as well, and that's kind of another way of sort of like connecting, and that your bodies want to move and stuff.
Yeah, contact dance has been really healing for people who have got they've got insecurity issues about touch or about how they feel about their body, and it's really like contact dance is where you can get met in contact, but in a